Now this is an old-time recipe, but an easy recipe on how to make no-knead bread. G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. There is nothing nicer than the smell of fresh homemade bread. Now this is an old version, but it's also a delicious version. It used to be called peasant bread, but it's also called no-knead bread. It takes just a few ingredients and you don't have to work in all that kneading and basically using your arms back and forth, because that can get rather tiring. So it's very simple yet delicious. So join me today as I make my version of no-knead bread. Okay, so to start this off, I have 2 cups of warm water. And we're also going to use 1 packet, which works out to about 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast. So just sprinkle our yeast just on top of the warm water. Make sure you get it all in there. And that's just going to slowly start to soak up all that water. And we're going to let that sit there for 10 minutes. Okay, so once we've finished soaking our yeast, we're going to pour that into a bowl. Then to that I'm going to add in a tablespoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. And just give that a quick mix just to dissolve that sugar and salt. Okay, so once dissolved, I'm going to add in 4 cups of regular plain flour. And just get your hand in there and just mix it around until everything is combined. You don't want to overmix it. This is a no-knead bread recipe. But we just want to mix it just until everything is just combined. I do recommend that you use gloves for this because it does get a little bit sticky, as you can see. Okay, so it's just mixed. So we're just going to place some wrap on top. And we're just going to let that sit there until it doubles in size. Okay, so as you can see, our mixture is now doubled in size. So we're just going to split it into 2. Again, use gloves because as you can see, this is still very sticky. Now I've got a baking tray here that I've lined with non-stick baking paper, but I've also given it a quick grease with some cooking spray oil. So we're going to get our mix out. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to split this into 2 parts. And very carefully and stickily, we're going to make 2 separate loaves. Now it's important to make sure this is double greased. So you got when I say double greased, you have the non-stick baking paper and you've also got it greased as well. Okay, so we're just going to let them sit there again for say about another half an hour or so, just until they've risen back up. Okay, so as you can see, they're now once again doubled in size. So now before they go in the oven, we're going to butter the top of each one with, well, melted butter. And then on top of each one, we're going to sprinkle on some garlic salt. Okay, so all that's left now is to place it into the oven. When we're going to place it into the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. And then after the 10-minute mark, we're going to reduce it down to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for a further 15 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. And there we have our delicious no-knead peasant bread. It really is very, very simple to make. Definitely the easiest bread recipe that you could ever make. The ingredients are limited, but the taste is fantastic. Now obviously it doesn't get as high as a normal loaf, but that's half the point because a lot of people like to rip off little bits and dip it in, say, olive oil and some extra seasoning. So it's very easy, very versatile, and the best thing is it tastes simply delish.